Shalom. Call Allah Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Double honors be to the men who I learned this truth from, starting with the apostles, the elders of Great Millstone. Yahweh Bashem Yahushai Barakatam to the hopefully elect. And before I get in with this article, just want to put the disclaimer. I'm not a part of any Great Millstone camps. I'm not an official member of GMS, but I learned and studied under this doctrine. The Spirit told me to do these videos to hopefully feed and edify the flock of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, because that's what it's about at the end of the day, And I just got to put that disclaimer, man, because, you got a lot of wolves in sheep's clothing, a lot of pretenders, fakers, people creeping in unaware. So just to clear up any confusion, I just often put that disclaimer out there. All right. But, these insurrections are spoken about in the second Esdras, the 16th chapter, I do believe, they're getting ready to happen, man, because here this article says, papers, please. New York mayor says he'll send police to visit every single traveler from UK to enforce the C-19 quarantine. All right, because anyone traveling, because of course, if you don't know, over there in the UK, they have a new strand of the C virus. All right, it's supposedly it mutated. All right, and also on top of that, there's another strand that just mutated on top of the already mutated strand. All right. So basically, and this guy, Cuomo, I believe, says he said something along the lines of how basically the new strand was already en route to the airport. It was already on a plane from the UK to, I believe it was LaGuardia or JFK airport, one of those major airports, international airports. All right, it was already en route. So you can safely assume that this new strain of virus it's already here. It's already in America. Safe to say. All right, but nevertheless, all right. Anyone traveling from the UK, basically they got to go in quarantine. All right. So reading on, it says, forget visiting New York City. If you're British, sheriff's deputies will visit the home or hotel of every single traveler from the UK to make sure they are quarantined. Mayor Bill de Blasio has announced, effective immediately, citing the threat of a new strain of the virus reportedly recorded in London and southern England. De Blasio announced the measure on Wednesday during a press briefing, urging Big Apple residents not to travel or gather for the upcoming holidays. To quote, "We cannot take chances with anyone that travels, particularly folks who travel in from the UK," end quote. And like I said, it might have been this guy de Blasio or Cuomo, one of those guys out there in New York. All right, they already said that the new strain, this new strain is already, because this was a couple of days ago, so basically it's already here. All right, safe to say, it's already here. This new strain has already touched America. It's already here. All right. So it says everyone coming into this city already has to self-quarantine for 14 days. De Blasio said that any Britons will receive a notice to that effect from the New York City Department of Health via certified mail. All right. I'll go ahead and play this. Hopefully I don't get a strike. I'll go ahead and play it.
So let's talk about the holidays and what you have to do. First of all, I'm going to say it again. I know our health commissioner will say it 1,000 times as well. If you don't have to travel, do not travel. Just cancel your travel plans. Stay local, stay safe. If you're doing any kind of gathering, keep it very small. Keep it very safe. Practice distancing. Wear masks. One more time. We're in the final battle here. So all you have to do is get through these holidays. I believe through January it's still going to be tough. I'm very hopeful that February we're going to start to see real improvement, especially because the vaccine will be distributed more every day. So this is one last push, one last sacrifice, and then next year we get to bring back our traditions and gather again as we take each step to make ourselves safe.
And that's a false hope, all right? Because this place it's not going back to normal whatsoever. All right, like I said, with this whole new strain, and Supposedly this virus is mutating. All right, things are not going back to normal. All right, businesses are devastated. The economy is pretty much done for. All right, the dollar is about to collapse. This place is not going back to normal.
But to make sure that people understand, we have to have tough rules, especially if you do choose to travel. The state has very clear rules. If you travel, yes, there is a way to test while you're away and test when you come back and come out of the quarantine, but otherwise you are quarantining. That is the state law. And we will make sure that that quarantine is upheld. This is going to be the busiest travel time of the year when you think about all these days up through New Year's. Intensive travel time. We need people not to travel, but if they do, we're going to be very, very stringent about the rules. So first of all, for folks coming in from the United Kingdom, we will have a new approach given this new strain we're seeing there. Effective immediately, all travelers, literally every single traveler coming in from the United Kingdom will receive a Department of Health commissioner's order directing them to quarantine. This will be a personal and direct order to every single one of them, telling them they must quarantine. And that will be given to all travelers beyond just those, I want to be clear, beyond anyone coming in just from the UK. Every traveler who comes into the city that we identify as someone coming into the city or coming back to the city will also receive that Department of Health commissioner's order. Now, that will go out through certified mail, so it will be going right to where people live, right to where they're staying. It's going to be confirmed they got it, and then people are going to be held responsible for following the quarantine. But specifically for folks coming in from the UK, given that particular concern, we're going to have sheriff's deputies go to the home or the hotel of every single traveler coming in from the UK. So when they arrive at the airport, they're going to have to fill out the form notifying us that they are coming into New York City. We're going to provide them with that commissioner's order, but then there's going to be a follow-up direct home visit or hotel visit from the sheriff's deputy to confirm that they are following the quarantine, or if they are not, they will be penalized. We cannot take chances with anyone who travels, particularly folks traveling in from the UK. So to everyone, look, if you don't comply with the quarantine, that's a $1,000 fine to begin, day one. If you continue not to comply with the quarantine, it is $1,000 for each additional day. I want to really make sure I'm getting this point across. We don't want to penalize people. Everyone's been through hell this year. We don't want to, but if you don't follow the quarantine, you're endangering everyone else in the city right as we're fighting the second wave. So let's do it again. If you come in, you fill out the form, you follow the quarantine, God bless. If you violate quarantine, $1,000 for the first day. If you violate any day thereafter, $1,000 for each additional day. And we will collect those penalties. We are really serious about the fact that if you violate quarantine, you're creating a danger for everyone else.
So yeah, man, you heard it, man. That's crazy. That's heavy. All right. But nevertheless, man, all right, through their laws and legislations, this is what they're going to, this is how they're going to push their agenda. All right. Because basically they're going to make everyone's life a living hell, man. More and more are they going to put the squeeze, on the people of the society to get them to bow down to the image, man, and ultimately take that mark. Because this is, like I've been saying, and like the elders that I watched been saying all year, man, this has been nothing but a precursor, conditioning, dealing with this, with the face mask and, soon you're going to start seeing the vaccine mandates. All right, this has all been a precursor, man. Get a little idea, a small idea of how it's going to be once they start coming through with those microchips. All right, but nevertheless, man, through the draconian laws, all right, this is the devil, speaking as a dragon. This is him speaking as a dragon. That dragon is, he's starting to talk now. All right, and more he's going to start showing his horns because, again, with that, people, man, they're going to become more and more restless. All right, here it is. People are already fatigued. People are already tired. People are struggling. All right, everyone's frustrated. All right, and more, man, they're going to, because this also goes into with the sedition spoken about in 2 Ezra 15. All right, more and more, man, people are going to become restless. People are going to revolt. All right, people are going to buck up. And this is why eventually, man, they're just gonna send them boys in, man. But I'm gonna read a little bit more of this, and Slovakia, because I'm kind of these night shifts, man, and either one of you work or work overnights, man. Man, this shit is tough. But let me read this. It says Sheriff Joseph Fusito said that deputies will inform travelers of quarantine protocols as well as the availability of city services, including help with food, housing, or anything that will help them do their quarantine. New York City has announced for a disproportionate number of C19 cases and deaths in the U.S. Though no longer in the top spot, the dubious distinction now belongs to Los Angeles. 3 of the city's boroughs are still in the top 10 U.S. counties by the number of deaths attributed to the virus. This is despite the strict lockdown measures imposed by de Blasio and Governor Andrew Cuomo, including the cancellation of holidays, closing of schools, and this recent ban on indoor dining. De Blasio urged New Yorkers to take on this one last sacrifice before things get better starting in February. All right, and again, this is that dragon speaking as a lamb. All right, just got to get through this last push, this last sacrifice, so that we can basically get back to normal, is what they're trying to say. But again, all right, things aren't going back to normal. All right. If I go ahead and read this last part, it says, while the reasoning he quoted is the expected increase in vaccinations, the implied expectation was that things will immediately improve once fellow Democrat Joe Biden is inaugurated as president at the end of January. Yeah, because on another note, if this guy Joe Biden gets in office, man, he's going to be the guy to he's going to push these draconian measures heavy. All right, he already had a plan. All right, the first 100 days that he's in office, all right, nationwide mask mandates and all these other things. Joe Biden, if he gets in office, man, he's going to be the guy to push it. He's not going to be playing around with this. All right. But again, this is what to expect. All right, they're going to make everyone's life a living hell in order to get them to comply and get everyone down with this system. All right. So I'm gonna get these few precepts, man, because again, like I said, man, more and more, man, this dragon is speaking. All right, they're gonna start traveling from door to door. All right, and it's not gonna be just the UK people from the UK. All right, people from Europe and things of that nature. All right, because again, like I said, man, that it's safe to say that this new strain, these new strains are already here. It's just safe to say that they're already here. All right. So it's, expect more people to, because I'm just trying to figure out how they're going to play this out, man, because I've been saying, man, it's right now, man, it's just a waiting game, Yeah, these prophecies are starting to, jump off the book, man. They're starting to speak, and, just playing these scenarios out, man, how they're going to play these things out. Because like I said, the virus, man, it's safe to say, man, it's already here, man. And being that, because also I think that New York, they said that they're going to have a shutdown after the holidays because, again, they know people are going to get together. They know people are going to defy the orders and things of that nature. They know this stuff, all right? And this is going to give them an excuse. This is going to justify them on shutting things down and coming from door to door and things of that nature. Because like I said, it's going to be beyond the UK. People from the travelers from the UK, all right? But let me get these precepts. Ezekiel 18:12. The hell? All right, well, since I'm already here, Psalms 140 is starting at verse 1. It says, deliver me, O Yahweh, from the evil man. Preserve me from the violent man. Yeah, because, again, more and more of these people are going to start showing the true horns, all right? You're going to have more and more people defying orders and standing up to the, these local law enforcement agencies. All right. Once they start coming through. All right. Reading on, it says, which imagine mischiefs in their heart. Continually are they gathered together for war. Yeah, because also it talks about, there's another part in the Bible that talks about, I don't know if that's second Ezra 15 or 16, but it basically talks about, for us, all right, those in the faith, gearing up for battle, spiritually, all right, because these devils, they're mounting up, they're getting ready to come down with that great wrath that this talks about in Revelations 12, all right, and they're making their moves on the left hand, so we gotta, we gotta be doing our part on the right hand. We gotta be mounting up spiritually, all right, because remember, our fight is not carnal, our fight is spiritual, all right. It says, they have sharpened their tongues like a serpent. Adder's poison is under their lips. Selah. Keep me, O Yahweh, from the hands of the wicked. Preserve me from the violent man who hath proposed to overthrow my goings. All right, yeah, because more and more, they're allowing these things to go on, and, because again, they want to have all the excuse to be justified when they start making their moves, and, they start bringing in these foreign troops, because again, like I've been saying, eventually it will get to the point where they're going to have foreign troops coming over here, all right? And again, once they come over here, man, they're going to be tearing shit up, all right? Kicking down doors, all right? Live executions on the spot, all right? These things, man, more and more, you're gonna start seeing these things, come to intuition, come to pass. All right. So let me get this, like I tried before. Ezekiel 18 and 12, it says, let me just read this. Ezekiel 18 and 12, it says, hath oppressed the poor and needy, hath spoiled by violence, hath not restored the pledge, and hath lifted up his eyes to the idols, hath committed abomination. Because again, all right, more and more they're going to make everyone's life a living hell in order for them to submit, all right, and ultimately take that mark, all right. Again, because they're going to make these things law. They're going to put these things into legislation. They're going to take away, they're going to make life very uncomfortable, for the average citizen, in order to, basic necessities and things of that nature. It's about to be a hell of a whirlwind out here, but this is how they're going to do it, through, their oppressive legislations. All right, because here even more, because Jake more so is going to be affected by this. All right, because being that, we're already at the bottom of the food chain. All right, part of the curses in Deuteronomy 28, it talks about how we would, and in need of all things, we'd have to go to the enemy. All right, so again, because Esau, he's setting it up to where, the people become more and more dependent on the government and more dependent upon them. All right, so that's why you're going to see more travel restrictions. All right, more and more you're going to start seeing places, like with the face mask. All right, but this time, it's going to be the vaccine pass. All right, your paperwork. You got to prove that you've been vaccinated. And what's the part of the doctrine that Great Millstone teaches? All right. That the elders teach of Great Millstone, don't take that vaccine. All right, because like it's been said before, man, if you take the vaccine, more than likely, chances are you're gonna take the mark. You're gonna take that microchip. All right, but nevertheless, this is how they're gonna do it, man. All right, do more and more oppression. All right, heavy fines, heavy sentences, jail time. All right. This is how they're going to get things done. Because again, eventually, man, they know people, man, they're just going to get tired. They're going to become restless. They're going to get sick of this shit. They're already sick of it. All right, people are desperate to get back to quote the normal. Which, like I keep saying, man, it's not going back to normal. All right, this place is through. All right, 2021, man, it's going to be a hell of a year. Get this in Ezekiel 22 and Ezekiel 22 and 29. The people of the land. Actually, that's not what I wanted, but I'll go ahead and read it anyways. It says, Ezekiel 22 and 29, it says, the people of the land have used oppression and exercised robbery and have vexed the poor and needy. Yea, they have oppressed the stranger wrongfully. And that's what that's what Esau is doing today. All right. Little by little, more and more, they're going to oppress the oppressed. They're going to oppress the already oppressed. If I said that right, they're going to oppress the already oppressed. All right, because like I said, more so, we're already at the bottom of the food chain. Talking about so-called Blacks, Hispanics, Native American Indians. We're already at the bottom of the food chain, man. All right, we're basically in need of one of all things already as it is. All right, but the little bit that Jake does have, all right, Esau is going to make it more and more difficult to sustain, to live, to exist. All right, in order for you to get vaccinated and ultimately take that microchip. Because this whole land, man, is based off robbery, thievery, innocent bloodshed. All right, this is what this whole land was. This whole land was based off of. This is why this place has to go. This is why this place is going to be destroyed ultimately. All right. Jeremiah 22 and 13. It says, woe unto him that buildeth his house by unrighteousness, and his chambers by wrong, that useth his neighbor's service without wages, and giveth him not for his work. And Salaki again, because that's another one I didn't plan on bringing out, but nevertheless it ties in because again, on the fact that this whole landmass of America is based off robberies, it's based off thievery, right? Free labor. These elites, Esau, Edom, this is how they got all their riches, free labor off the backs of so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. All right, and this is why they don't need nothing, man. They've got everything. All right, like I said, man, Jake, for the most part, Jake is the one that's on the bottom of the food chain. Jake is the one that's suffering. Jake is the one that's oppressed, and that's something that Esau uses. All right, that's a tool. That's one of his tools. All right, he feeds off of the oppression of the people. All right, keeps the people in a state of oppression. He feeds off that. He uses that to his advantage. All right, but it's going to get to a point, because the scriptures talk about how terrorists shall begin to basically touch Esau on all sides. All right, because people are gonna start rising up to them. People are gonna start rebelling and start revolting. All right, and again, this is gonna justify them using more and more force. All right, bringing in the military and things of that nature. All right, this is more and more justification, and I'll go ahead and get that, and I'll probably end it off that. Probably end it with this. And like I said, Salakia, because working these overnights, man, it's running on minimal sleep, man. It's definitely this oppression. This is hell, man. All right, I work these damn overnights. Wake up early in the morning. Brothers gotta wake up early in the morning and work multiple jobs, and shit's crazy, man. But this is all a part of that oppression, man. Where is it at? 2nd Ezra 16 and to the point, 2nd Ezra 16 and 70 says, for there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. All right, and again, more and more you're gonna start seeing military. Well, because of course it's going to start with the sheriffs and the local law enforcement, but things are going to spiral out of control. All right, the seditions among men. All right, and then eventually it will get to a point where you're going to start seeing military. All right, the blue helmets. All right, verse 71. It says they shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. All right, because again, these people, man, once they come through, man, they're not going to show no mercy. All right, they're not going to be playing around. They're not going to be playing no games. 72 says, for they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses, because they're going to be kicking doors in, man. All right, people define orders and just saying the hell with those fines and things of that nature. All right, shit's about things are going to spiral out of control out here. We're entering into some heavy times, man. All right, these are things to prepare for and get ready for. All right, kick doors, man. We're about to start seeing a lot of kick doors. All right, people are going to start defining these orders, man. They're going to start saying the hell with the mayors and the local politicians and governors and all that stuff, man. The local mayors and things of that nature. All right, people are not going to pay them any mind, man. They're not going to give a damn. But before I just ramble on, I'm going to go ahead and end it off there. Hopefully this was edifying. Expect more draconian laws, more draconian measures. All right. These things are only going to intensify. So with that, I'm going to give all credit once again to Yahweh Shem Shai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Until next time, Lord's will, let's say Shalom.